You guys give up the first goal. Just thoughts on your team's start here so far in the first 15-plus minutes.
We suck. We haven't forechecked. We haven't done anything as of right now.
What do you want to see differently?
Forecheck.
Thank you.
Okay.
You've paid your $5. Now let's get into Stick and Puck. And we're back for another episode. Stick and Puck. Goody Beekman. Keiths. We're live.
Oh, yeah. Here to sharpen up our skills again.
Let's do it, man. A
little earlier than last month, which is good.
Yeah, well, we had to, with holidays coming up and stuff, I was worried that we're not going to be able to squeeze another one in anytime soon, so might as well do one a little earlier and get it in the books so we can release it and go from there. Speaking of that, Thanksgiving just passed. We have Christmas and all that coming up. How was your holidays, man?
That was good. I had some family in town. Family I haven't seen in a while, so that was nice. Get close to them again. So
Awesome.
Not so bad. I heard you were working.
I worked, man. Yeah. I just fell in this year that I had to work, but overall it was still fine. Made it work. It is what it is. Life goes on.
Right. Well, hockey-wise, that means that 75% of the teams that are in a playoff position at the American Thanksgiving break will be the teams that are making it.
Huh.
Statistics say, at least.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, our Avs are in a spot. Some weird teams are in a spot.
Like the Devils?
And the Kraken, like we talked about last episode. So, if that has any indication on what's going to happen around April, May. No, April. I always get those two mixed up. It'll be an interesting playoffs.
No, definitely, yeah. It's cool to see some new faces, though, right? You don't want to see the same teams over and over. Cough, cough, lightning. But
yeah, right now, Penguins and the Washington Capitals and the Minnesota Wild are all sitting outside of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's going to be, right now you could have the Detroit Red Wings playing the Colorado Avalanche for the Stanley Cup in some crazy multiversal world.
That would be cool, man. But hey, before we get into the hockey talk, whatnot, the thing that we do here, I want to talk about this corner.
Oh yeah, our
corner.
little corner away from the world. I'll tell you what, man. We were thinking about doing this, and
this was a talk couple episodes ago. So whoever watches this on YouTube, they've always seen it. So we always had in the same spot. We're in our little quote-unquote studio that we always utilize
laboratory
at Cody's place. And we always talked about, it's like, we're recording right now, this little nookie here. We're like, man, that corner's super cool. Why don't we ever record from the corner?
Yeah.
And then, we always like, we got to move a bunch of shit around and this and that. It might be kind of tough. So today, I got here earlier and stuff. I was like, Cody, let's try the corner. So this is the first time doing the corner. I'm digging it. It's like we have the lights off. I have no idea what it's going to look like on video, by the way. We're just kind of going with it. But it's dark. You get the neon light behind us.
There's a little speakeasy vibe.
Yeah,
basically.
it's a mood, It's
like you have to be invited to get to this spot.
Yeah. You get What's the password to get in?
For real.
A little country club or whatnot.
Canopy.
But it's cool. We'll play with it. Maybe we'll use it from now on. Maybe we'll go back. Just got to see what it looks like, or maybe someone can. On the video can comment and let us know.
Yeah, we'd love that.
Does
Absolutely.
this suck? you don't dig the corner, or you dig the corner, let us know.
Well, yeah, for so long we couldn't do it because we had this huge hulking refrigerator basically where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But we upgraded, got these 2 sleek little open view refrigerators. Now
That's nice too. That's another nice thing. It's like easy access.
We don't have to get off our lazy asses to get a beer while we're talking to you, fun folks. Oh no, like I could get off my ass anyways. But hey, that's a whole other story. But let us know how you feel on the vibe. We're digging it right now. Like, we feel like we should have some cigars, maybe some slow jazz playing in the background. So
right.
We're gonna rock and roll with it, and hope you guys like it as much as we do.
Yeah. Let us know. Well, let's moving on. Cody, I hate doing this for now. This 2 episodes in a row, but we get to start with a little bit of a sadder news.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Salming.
Yeah, Börje Salming passed away finally with his battle with ALS.
Yeah, man. Obviously a freaking legend, right? 16 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs. A little bit of outside of our hockey, what's the right word? Generation, yeah. He's what, like a 70s? Yeah, like 70s guy, but you always knew about him, right? Like growing up,
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've always been a huge Swedish hockey player fan, so I guess he's been, a little closer to my heart only because, he's one of the greatest Swedes to ever lace them up in the NHL and internationally. Börje was such a special player because he came into the league at a time where a lot of Europe, like the small amount of European players that were playing in the NHL at that moment, were not known for their grit. They were especially ridiculed for being more, finesse and more skilled, rather than, the guys that'll go out there, bang heads, get dirty in the corners, throw hits and stuff. And when Börje came into the league, he completely put all of those, like, European finesse criticisms, if you will, aside, man. That man was tough as nails. I mean, one of the first pictures you will see if you look him up on Google or Vista or whatever, or Ask Jeeves or whatever you prefer your search engine as, you will see a picture with like 80 stitches going right down the middle of Börje's face, and that was from blocking shots or, cute, just like taking skates to faces and getting dirty, So he put to bed all of those, well, Europeans can't be physical criticisms, and that just paved the way for so many more Swedish and European players in the league.
Being that more aggressive defenseman.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, being just tough as nails, man. Because, back in the 70s and 80s, they're like, well, Swedes, Czechs, whatever have you, like, they'll never throw a hit. They won't drop the gloves. They won't, they don't have any sandpaper to the game. Börje came in and just took the league by storm in that sense. And one of the first Swedes, I believe the first Swede ever to be inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, guy with history, a lot of things done for the NHL. Very, very well-respected guy. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, might have not been quite our generation of players that maybe we followed, so to speak, or like I want to be like him or whatnot. Still a name that you heard.
Oh yeah.
Even in our playing times, our coaches mentioning, a certain playing style, whatever. You always heard last name Salming.
Be like Börje. Be like Börje. Like if you're not hitting that night, be like Börje.
Absolutely. The very cool thing that I like about it is, I mean, literally just, what do you want to say? As we're recording, this happened 3 weeks ago. They did the whole ceremony in Toronto for him. And that was such a touching, I'm sure most hockey fans have seen bits and pieces of videos of, him out there on the ice, and they're honoring him. And obviously with his battle with ALS, it was just, it was just such a touching moment. If you didn't drop a tear or two watching that video, you don't have a soul.
Yeah, for real.
But it was so cool to see, and in a weird way, like with that just happening, and then, like I said, 2-3 weeks later, you hear he's passing. It's almost like he's like, I've been through everything that I want to gone through.
Yeah, it basically his last goodbye.
Yeah, and it's like so chilling and weird, Very, very cool though.
And I mean, with ALS, just like you were saying before we started, having ALS is you're basically trapped in your body, and
I mean, for every person is different, right? For when we can understand with his situation during even the ceremony that just happened, he's gotten to the point where he struggled talking.
Yeah, at that point, he had lost the power of speech. But what was probably the most tear-dropping part of that whole ceremony was when he put up the heart with his hands.
Yeah,
he needed help, but he still put that up, and that was just oh my God, I'm bawling like a little baby now. It was just oh man, so touching, and so honestly the way to go for sure.
Yeah, no. Rest in peace. Go up there, play with McNabb and all the other legends.
In that great hockey rink in the sky. So, Vive la Fried. Börje.
Yes, sir. Well, let's...
Once again, two episodes. So, the hockey community has got a pretty big hole in its heart right now. It's kind of sad.
It is sad, man, but as everything in life, you unfortunately you got to move on and look at the positives and celebrate the good times and not grieve on the sad things.
And you got to think that he's not struggling now.
Nope, absolutely. So. Yeah, and that's another thing. Not having to battle that awful disease.
Yeah, beer glass half full kind of stuff, eh?
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Moving on. Let's go to some more joyful things, so to speak.
Yeah, let's pump it up a little bit.
Well, one thing I want to talk to you about is the Avs, our home team, came out with the reverse retros.
We had our little bitch fest.
They put them on. They played against Dallas a couple days ago. That was the first time we got to see them. We talked last episode. Cody and I both ordered them. Here's mine, the blank, because I couldn't decide who I wanted. But
mine was actually delivered during the episode. Actually,
that's right. We talked about that. I think the UPS guy is at the door.
It was definitely hilarious. That. So yeah,
but and mine was not too far after we got done.
Yeah, so we had a little nice unboxing of our own, so that was nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Now that we have them in our hands, and not seeing the guys on the ice with them, getting our own jerseys on our hands, and not strictly looking at the Adidas promo videos or whatever.
All the weird lighting and shit.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on them now? I mean, they were negative at the beginning, both sides. I want to say fairly negative. Now that you actually get to put it on and see the colors and all that, where are you at with them?
Well, man, I gotta say the Avs won 4-1 in them, so I like them a little bit more. Obviously,
Yep.
They played a great game in them. They looked great on the ice with the kit. I mean, the buckets were still white, but I'd rather them be in the blue, like the gloves and the pants were. But I gotta say, man, they look pretty good on the ice. They look really good on. They don't look bad on the ice, and I got mine, and I opened it up and I looked at it. I was like, still sort of disappointed with it, and then I with my whole haul of jerseys, I just when I get a new one, I hang it up in front of all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend the next like week or two just looking at it and focusing on it, and like even while I was laying in bed, I was still just looking at it when I was probably supposed to be sleeping. And it's not a bad jersey. It's still not the best jersey, especially because I'm never gonna be super thrilled with a white jersey. And I mean, I stand by what I said about, them just recycling the meaning behind the jersey with like, oh, this is a tribute to our snow-capped mountains. And, oh, dude, you've said that for the last 3 that had anything to do with Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, I'm still disappointed. But the entire aspect of it, not bad.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Same thing. I agree with the white. I just wish we could go with it. Last year's Nordiques. Same thing. Cool jersey, but we talked about it last year. I think on the Bench with Beaks. How cool it would have been if we would have gotten with like a darker version.
Yeah, like a maroon version of the Nordique would be
right.
A walloping success in my eyes, at least.
And then this year again, it's the white, and it's like, man. And we joked about it too. It's like maybe we hate the white because as a jersey collector fan, you want to wear them, and then when you go out to games and stuff, it's hard with the white jerseys. You got to be very picky what you get at the concession stands to eat and that sort of thing, and it sounds dumb, but it's just like, man, wish you could, we could go with something dark, but
yeah.
But
I mean, nacho cheese, ketchup, dark beer, all of that stuff is going to show on a white jersey,
right?
And a guy who's not even capable of doing any of that for myself, that I have to depend on somebody else to help me out with that. It's even more nerve-wracking, especially when the person who's helping me out is just as drunk as I am. So it's like, yeah, like you better fucking watch out, because honestly, I wouldn't even trust myself with it at this point.
That's funny, man.
So it's like, if you can stay away from the light colors, that'd be good. At least I can like hide a chew stain or a beer stain on like a darker like blue rather than the white,
Yeah, but for me, same day, got the package, right? Busted it open. One thing I'll say is I personally, when I first got it, was pleasantly surprised. Same thing, I was gonna initially opening the package with some sort of a disappointment, because you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
I can't believe I spent the $200 whatever on this. But I was pleasantly surprised. I think the Adidas advertisings were, and maybe they did it on purpose, but when Adidas advertised it, it could be like the club lighting, whatever they did, like
yeah.
That fucking
the club lighting, exactly. Yes.
It was maybe kind of hard to like man, like this looks awful. I was surprised. I got it out. I liked how well the red pops.
Yeah.
The red pops very well. The dark blue actually looks pretty good with the Colorado patch on the shoulders. I did talk to Cody earlier before recording. They did the Colorado patches on the old Colorado jerseys with the letters going across.
Yeah.
I mentioned to Cody, is like, maybe it would have been cool if they would have done the Yeti foot this time, maybe on this.
Oh, yeah.
On this particular jersey, even though we talked about having the Yeti foot in general as like the main logo.
As the primary logo.
But but having the Yeti foot somewhere put in within this jersey in general, maybe I would have swapped these guys up.
Or at least one.
Yeah. But overall, not too disappointed. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. And seeing the guys on the ice the other day, it looked nice. It looked quite nice.
It did. The full kit, and that's one thing that I was really looking forward to seeing was what the full kit would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say, with the blue pants, the blue gloves, like I said, would have rather the white blue helmet instead of the white helmet. But I mean, as long as the pants and the gloves are blue, I'm all right with it. And one more thing that did impress me was actually the letters and the numbers on the back. That actually it took up more space than the C did, so I liked that more. You know, it's just if the C had something with it, the front seems a little bland. That's a special. Like I always get a Landeskog in specialty Avs sweaters. You know, a third, reverse retros both. I've got Landeskogs, but the C really needed to be there to like take up a lot of that space on the front of the jersey.
Yeah. The one. So when it came to the uniform, one thing I did that it didn't bother me that much, but I did notice, and I was like I feel like this has happened in years before, was actually the pants. They had blue pants, but the blue, it just always seems like they can't like quite match it with the uniform.
Yeah, it is a bit off.
It's either like
Yeah.
lighter or whatever it was. It's like, I mean, it's there, like it looks fine, but it's like, it should have been slightly the different tone of blue.
Yeah.
And the same thing last year too with the Nordiques. The blue on the pants was not quite what it, in my opinion, should have been.
Yeah. It was a little. I think it seemed a little more red.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, the pants did make it look better, though. I mean, if you would have gone white pants, white gloves, like Dallas did last year.
White pants would have been awful.
All white jersey, all
that would have
white
been
pants
awful.
and gloves.
Yeah.
God, thank God we didn't do that. You know. I don't think a lot of teams went with the white gloves and the white pants, which is, I mean, a good thing because I just think it's like with a white jersey, it's just awful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, just the pants. And thanks for correcting me. I was the maroon, not blue. Yeah. I had it in my head, but I just didn't come out.
Didn't come out right, right.
Yeah, I guess the point where I was making is like the pants never was like quite what matched
just like
the jersey
or hue off or something.
But maybe it's on purpose. Maybe it's meant that way. You don't want it to quite blend in. I don't know.
Well,
I'm sure there's like a whole thought behind it.
Well, yeah, because both bottoms of the jerseys this year and last year were like last year respectively maroon, and then this year blue, and then they had the same colored pants. So I guess maybe to offset that a little bit, they might have gotten like a tint or two up.
Yeah.
Just to kind of differentiate, which I mean I would get, but I mean it still does like for like the real OCD folks out there, it's just off by a little bit.
Yeah.
And it bugs you for sure.
Yeah, but again, overall, pretty freaking sweet, man.
Yeah. And I mean that goes with a lot of teams. You know, I wasn't super stoked on, you know, the a few other teams like the Florida Panthers one, but when when I saw the full kit, I was like, wow, that is a beautiful kit.
Love it,
but
man.
I mean, and that's the same thing that goes for them with their pants as well. So it's just like a twin. The pants are just a twinge off of that dark blue that they have in the jersey.
Yeah, no. I huge fan of the Florida. For me, speaking of two, they just released I don't know who was the goalie, Florida's goalie.
Bobrovsky?
Was it Bobrovsky or was it the other guy? I can't remember.
Knight?
Anyhow, there was on goalie pages. There's a picture with the reverse retro, and he mashed it with these pads. Dude,
You know,
it looks so good, man.
the reverse retro kit that I really like is Darcy Kemper's kit with the Black Eagle. All gold pads, man. It is fly.
Yeah,
It is really fly. I really like it. Like, he outdid himself with those, or whoever actually did them for him. So
yeah.
it's if you haven't seen it, there's a picture somewhere out on the inner sphere,
Yeah,
interweb.
no. Overall, pretty sweet, man. Going back to Florida one cracked me up. I was listening to a podcast not too long ago. Latvian podcast, Latvian hockey guys that I follow and whatnot. They were talking about the Florida jerseys too and complimenting them as well, how well they look together and all that. But then one of the guys is like, it's like, take the palm tree out and the hockey stick. What does it remind you of? It's like this random pause, and they're all thinking. I'm gonna ask you, does it remind you of anything? Take the palm tree and the hockey stick out.
Oh God, I'd have to see it. What does it remind? What does it remind him of?
Kazakhstan.
Oh my God! Wow.
And I just thought it was hilarious.
That, yeah.
It was hilarious. I didn't think of it. I just got straight up Borat fucking feels after that. It cracked me up.
He's nice. Jersey's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, it looks like the Kazakhstan flag, man.
Wow.
Borderline.
I might have to take
hilarious.
I might have to take another look at this then.
It was just kind of like a little funny joke, whatnot. But it was good.
The thing about the Florida jersey that always threw me off is that the hockey stick looks similarly to a golf club.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've
I
heard
thought that was kind
before.
of funny after them getting swept in the second round last year. It was like, oh, so they make their reverse retro with a golf club.
Swing and a miss.
For real.
Top golf, baby.
Top golf. That's where the Florida Panthers are going to be during the playoffs. Just golfing on Palm Beach. Is that in Florida? No, that's in California, right?
Sure. Anyhow, moving on from the jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
And, another Colorado type of thing I wanted to pick your brain on. Just recently, I mean, we haven't been shy of talking about. What I'd like to say is good friends with an organization here in Colorado, Dawg Nation Hockey Foundation.
Right.
Just recently, they had a little charity event, which they actually do every year, or they have done it the last 2 years.
Yeah, they do a lot of those throughout the year. I mean, obviously the big one's the Dog Bowl, but
but this particular one is like brewing a beer, and then once it's done, you kind of release it and you do fundraising that way and invite people, whatnot. Anyhow, the founder of Dawg Nation Hockey Foundation, Marty Richardson, he has German roots. And he's very, very good friends with a pretty well-known guy as Milan Hejduk. That maybe some people might know.
That might ring a bell.
And also a former Avs guy that some people might know, Jan Hejda. Two Czech guys.
Yep.
So they went into a little bit of a battle, which was they're both going to make their own beers. So you got a Czech beer, a Czech
Pilsner.
Was it a Czech Pilsner or was it a German Pilsner?
Oh, it was a Czech Pilsner.
So a Czech Pilsner versus a German Pilsner is what we're.
If I'm not mistaken, or it might have been. I'm not sure what the German one was, but yeah.
Anyhow, the whole emphasis was two guys brewing beers. There's the Czech versus German, and who's gonna have the tastiest beer. So they had this big old, party at a local brewery here in Colorado, where people were able to have the beer, taste it, vote on it.
Blue Spruce Brewing Company, yeah.
And yeah, it sounded like an awesome event. I happened to work, obviously, unfortunately, or whatever. I had to work, so I wasn't able to attend. I had planned to, but obviously couldn't make it. But you were there, made it happen. It sounded like an awesome event. I saw pictures and stuff. Looked really cool. Just kind of want to ask you, like, you just kind of take me back there through your memory and tell me all about it. Looked pretty cool.
I'll tell you what, it was packed. It was definitely packed. I mean, Blue Spruce isn't that huge of a place, but it was freaking packed that night for sure. I mean, Yanni and Hedgie were there. That was awesome. It was an all-around good night, man. It took a while to get a beer for a while there because of how packed it was. It took
the lines are probably ridiculous.
Half hour to get a beer when you first got there. So we were kind of like, don't tell anyone, but we were kind of cutting in line or trying to, like, meeting people in the back alley to get a beer or whatever.
Sure.
But eventually, the whole time it was great. There's so many great people there. So many of our friends that are from Dawg Nation there. I mean, Andy Geary, Ricky L, Smalls was there.
Awesome.
Mike Freeman came in later. Shannon Lusso was there. All the greats. Jonathan Ripley. Jenna Hoffman. Everybody that we love from Dawg Nation was there, so that was great. Got to see Sully. Just seeing those guys every now and then, it's always such a treat anyways. Marty and his brother Nigel were wearing lederhosen the entire night.
That was
pretty funny. Just walking, seeing the Dogfather walk around in lederhosen all night. That was pretty funny. He rocks them pretty well, I'll tell you that. I mean,
fits him well. Must be those German roots, I guess.
It must be, yeah, seriously.
Fits well.
And no, it was great. Got to spend a lot of time with Yanni and Hedgie, which was cool. I didn't even mean for this to happen, but I was wearing my Jaromir Jagr basically headshot shirt, of him back in his like massive mullet days. So they had a bunch of Czech friends there, and when I was driving around, every single one of them were just getting a total kick out of the Jaromir Jagr shirt.
That's awesome.
Rightfully so. And, you just got to spend, they gave away about $42,000, which was monumental, huge as always, just how Dawg Nation does. And I got to say, between the beers, man, I had to go with the Czech Pilsner, bro.
That was my next question. I was like, who had the better beer, the Germans or the Czechs?
Had to be Yanni and Hedgie's beer, for sure. The double Czech.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I was drinking on that all night. I think I had one German, Deutsches beer. But no, yeah, I got to say the Czech did it for me, man. I'm more of a Pilsner guy anyways, and I don't think, I can't put my finger on it right now. I think the Deutsches beer was something else. I don't think it was a Pilsner.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was a double ale or something like that. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah, gotta go double check, bro. Gotta go double check.
Man, I'll take your word for it. I must say I'm a big German beer guy. From beers I've tried and stuff. I feel like I'd go with the Germans, but again, not having the pleasure of tasting them. I'll take your word for it, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we were going to try to get something to bring home, but they sold out of the Czech beer real
I believe
quick.
I believe
quick.
it. So they were canning them up and everything, huh?
Oh, yeah. And obviously on tap as well. That's where U Springs Eternal, obviously, but
you can't go wrong with tap, man.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. And I'll tell you right now, it was tasting good I was feeling pretty saucy by the end of the night for sure.
Yeah.
But I do want to just shout out a family that I met up there. I believe it was Jamie and Megan Stevenson. They've got a son right now that is being transferred to Craig Hospital that he broke his T4.
Oh shit.
So he's going pretty much the exact same route as I am.
You did. Mm-hmm.
And so, Dawg Nation obviously got a hold of him because he's a hockey player as well. And so they're going to be doing some special stuff for Ashton, which is really cool. And I got to meet the parents, and that was actually more of a reason why I went up there anyways, because Shannon and Marty had mentioned that their son is going through this right now, and I wanted to meet the parents and, talk to them and give them kind of a, a crippled shoulder to cry on, or just to talk it out.
I mean, you're an OG.
Yeah, and kind of show
a Craig Hospital OG, so to speak.
Yeah, and
as weird as it sounds for some people, but
right. But no, just
you've been through it.
Just to give them kind of like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not all bad. Just hang in there, be there for him, and eventually stuff will work out, and
absolutely.
I gave them my phone number, and I told them anytime they want to talk about it or anything like that, or if they ever have any questions about what to do, or if Ashton ever wanted to chat about it. And
I was gonna say, like, any maybe a visit you two could.
Yeah, hopefully Marty and I are going to be planning something out. If this goes through, we'll probably go up and visit him when he's in Craig, when he's allowed visitors.
Yeah.
Because for so long you're not really allowed too many visitors, because
I remember that when I was visiting you at the hospital when it all went down. Yeah, it was very.
When you're on the West Wing, it's kind of more like during off hours and stuff like that. But most of the time, you're in classes or trying out wheelchairs or doing whatever have you to get you ready to get back into the real world. So, but when you move, this might be different since they've remodeled. But when you move over to the East Wing, you get your own room. When you're on your West Wing, you're kind of sharing a room with a couple people, so it's. Mm-hmm. A little harder to have a lot of people around, but yeah, when you get your own room, it's easier for people to be over and hang out and actually enjoy time with you. So hopefully that'll be happening, because I'd love to I'd love to meet the kid. I got to spend some time with his parents, and Megan and Jamie, they seem like incredible people, and not to seem weird or anything, but I saw a lot of my mom and dad in them, when I was going
absolutely.
Through it. So it's like, this is kind of like my chance to kind of, be the guy to say, hey, kind of do what the Dawg Nation did for me. Mm-hmm. Kind of be a bit of that kind of, maybe not so much a role model, because, well, let's be honest with you, I'm not that great of a fucking person. But
what are you talking about?
Well, I was smoking and drinking, doing all this stuff a quadriplegic probably shouldn't be doing. But at least I could be a bit of a guide for the kid.
Dude, at the end of the day, I think you got to live your life. You can't just because this sort of situation, I can't do this, that. I don't think that's right. I think everyone should still be treated the same way, be able to do the same things. Yeah, maybe it's certain things at certain, maybe not too much of this or that, but at the end of the day, you should still be a human and be able to enjoy yourself and do the things you enjoy to do,
100%.
Just in different ways. So I don't see anything wrong with that. So
well, just being in the situation that him and I are in, it does take a lot of work to get back to that, though.
Sure.
For a while, you're not going to be like the same kind of person. You're never going to be the same kind of person ever again, obviously, physically and mentally, obviously. But there's a lot of stuff that goes, a lot of work that you need to put in as a person, especially mentally, to get you back to, feeling like a regular person again. Sure. And when you're in Craig Hospital and in the ICU with all this stuff being hooked up against you, there's no way you're gonna feel like a real person.
Well, who feels normal at any hospital? It doesn't matter if it's Craig Hospital or any of the other local hospitals around. hospital's hospital. Like you're never gonna feel normal, so to speak.
No possible
you
way.
know?
No possible way. But yeah, so I mean, in that regard, yeah, it takes a lot of work to get back there, and I hope, I can help. I can help in any way I can.
Dude, I think you're doing a good job, and I give you props, man, for being the guy that reaches out and is like, hey, like I went through this. I was at the same hospital. I can only imagine how you as parents feel.
Yeah.
Because I know how my mom and dad felt when I went through this, and I want you to know it's going to be okay, and I can help you in any way I can, and that sort of thing. And I'd love to meet your son and maybe hang out with him or whatever. Props to you, man. I think that's very cool that you do that, because I don't think a lot of people would. So.
Oh, thank you, man. And I appreciate that. But it's honestly for him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
When I was going through it, I was lost. Just I didn't know who I could talk to and all that. And luckily,
right,
through different outlets, I found a way to do it. But I mean, maybe if I could shorten this out a bit for him, maybe set him on a help him on a better path, or anything I could do. What is my ultimate goal here? So,
no, absolutely, man. I think, again, dude, I think what you're doing is awesome. So we'll pray for him for a great outcome, and in a way, I hope you get to meet him.
Same, absolutely.
I think like as. He'll probably be going through a tough time, and he maybe might not feel like hanging out with people or whatever. But I think the moment he like gets in touch with you and you counter with your positive attitude and about life and how it is, he'll be like, "Holy fuck, man! Like, can we hang out more, man? Can we like talk, do things, and whatnot?" So
right. Yeah,
I think it'll be a cool thing. So.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is just to show them that there is light at the end of the tunnel here.
100%.
Life's not over. You still got a whole lot of living to do, and just gotta put in the work. And not like you're sitting there in therapy 100% of the day or anything. It's just building the mental ground and the steps to keep going forward is the biggest part.
Right.
And when you're first in this situation, you don't know where to start, and you don't know how to start. You don't know how to start building those blocks.
Right.
So it's just, if I could help them a little bit, man, I'm definitely going to do it, because, it ain't no, it ain't all rainbows and flibberty gibbets. That's for sure.
No, I hear you, man. Again, big props to you, man, for doing that.
Yeah, and a shout out to them. Hopefully, they make it through. And I don't see why they can't. So
no, absolutely. Well, hey, man, we really didn't have too much. I mean, there's not been a lot going on in the NHL or anything, so we didn't like have like this list of things. We were like, oh, we need to cover this, and that, right?
Right.
It's kind of like an earlier, quicker episode. Hopefully we'll get to, as we're recording, hopefully get to release it ASAP or whenever we can, between the editing and whatnot.
One more thing. If you could send some buckets and mops to Nashville, to Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The Avs had to cancel their game in Nashville. Columbus canceled. I think there's some other ones that had to cancel.
Yeah, they're still working on it right now.
Water main break in the rink, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
kind of sucks.
If you saw the footage of it too, man, water just flowing out the sides. The halls flooded and all that, just crazy stuff. So.
Yeah, that sucks, man. It's gonna take a little bit, I think. I don't think that's no like easy fix, unfortunately.
No.
Not too familiar with the Nashville area, or like I don't know. There's maybe a rink they can borrow. Maybe they can, like Arizona, can go to like a college
any
or
D1
something.
colleges where they need to give up some ice for some
Yeah.
sticking pucksters or
The seats might not be, as many as you'd like or whatnot. But hey, as long as you can get some games going, or maybe someone's willing to let them lend a rink. I don't know.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Definitely didn't expect that. So, I guess we'll figure that out here soon. But yeah, a couple games getting postponed, and Nashville Predators without a home arena right now.
Again, it's just a little bit of a. If it's not COVID, it's something else, right?
Yeah, it
to kind of jog up the schedule a little bit.
It wouldn't be an NHL regular season without a few postponements, eh?
Right. But I'm sure. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They'll get it worked out, and it's going to be fine, man.
Oh yeah,
it'll be fine.
Apparently, well, I guess they got to stop the leak and then figure out what's damaged, and then go from there. So
yeah, so it's no easy fix. Understandable. It is what it is.
Yeah. So.
But
Come
on,
on, Nashville, better care of your shit.
Yeah. Yes. Stop. During those freezing days in Nashville, right?
Stop flushing the towels down the toilet, damn it.
Yep. You always have that water running just a little bit, so the pipes don't freeze. Come on.
For real.
Learn from the OGs,
From the OGs.
The Coloradans,
well, they're definitely going OGs
the New Jerseyans,
right now.
The people that get the freezing weathers. Them peoples.
Yeah, I mean, remember that freeze down in Texas? Dallas was out.
Oh, they shut down the
power,
city, man.
Power for a while.
They shut down the city. It was an apocalypse for them.
And that was right after they came out off of that huge COVID thing.
Yeah.
They just shut down like the team for almost a month.
Funny.
Unreal.
Funny. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to this ramble. This might be the last one of the year.
Yeah, that's a shocking revelation in itself. For fucking 2023 is coming right up real quick.
Yeah, it's
shoot.
This year flew by, man.
Wow.
It really did. It really did.
Well, yeah. If we don't see you before the New Year's, Happy New Year, and thank you for listening. And I hope you guys enjoy the new
corner
vibey set. Yeah, the S&P corner, I guess. We got our own little coaches corner.
Little corner.
So
again.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening and enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and yes.
Till the next one. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Christmas,
Happy Kwanzaa,
whatever.
Yeah. Whatever you celebrate.
Whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Yeah, I feel like being Crosby right now.
All right, till next time, guys.
See ya. Cheers.